Hola, soy Dora. Can you say puedes hacerme un sandwich? That means can you make me a sandwich in...
Not enough for America's future that some participate and others don't. We have been given an extraordinary blessing, and at this moment in time, our country needs us. And we need people like George Soros, who is fearless and willing to step up when it counts. So please join me in welcoming George Soros.
It is the first time that I feel that I need to stand up and do something really and become really engaged in the electoral process in this country.
I think the big problem this country has is being politically correct. I've been challenged by so many people, and I don't frankly have time for total political correctness. And to be honest with you, this country doesn't have time either. This country is in big trouble. We don't win anymore. We lose to China. We lose to Mexico, both in trade and at the border. We lose to everybody.
Yep. Much better. Reinforce. Squat. Push. Rack.
So long, man. Have a good rest.
Fuck you!
Yes, I'm Cornpop. Well, I'm not a bad dude. I don't run a bunch of bad boys. Me and my friends were just there out for a swim. Joe was the one swinging a chain around like a madman. He was the lifeguard, and I guess he was pretty excited about his job. Hey, you fat, stupid dog face. He was yelling at me. I think he might have been on crack. I'm just glad I get to get my message out there after all these years. I'd also like to just say I'm voting for Donald J. Trump this year.
You could see there was blood coming out of her eyes, blood coming out of her wherever.
This is only spread by close contact. All the cases so far have been, let's say, generally men who have sex with men. Transmission only happens in close proximity by contact with lesions, body fluids, etc. The mortality rate in humans is less than 1%. So, getting on to your question, is monkeypox related to smallpox? Yes. So is cowpox, which is used to vaccinate against smallpox. Historically, this is Jenner. So is camelpox. There are a number of these pox viruses that are absolutely not lethal in humans. Is this more fear porn? And that is the title of my Substack for today, Monkeypox, Truth versus Fear Porn. My assessment is it is absolutely another case of the media and the government cooperating to spin up more fear that is absolutely
Broken down over time, the LGBT population of America seems to be roughly doubling every generation. According to a recent Gallup poll, less than 1% of Americans born before 1946, that's Joe Biden's generation, identify that way. 2.6% of boomers do, 4.2% of Gen X, 10.5% of millennials, and 20.8% of Gen Z. Which means if we follow this trajectory, we will all be gay in 2054. And it's okay to ask questions about something that's very new and involves children. The answer can't always be that anyone from a marginalized community is automatically right, trump card, mic drop, end of discussion. Because we're literally experimenting on children. Maybe that's why Sweden and Finland have stopped giving puberty blockers to kids. Because we just don't know much about the long-term effects. Although common sense should tell you that when you reverse the course of raging hormones, there's going to be problems. We do know it hinders the development of bone density, which is kind of important if you like having a skeleton. Fertility and the ability to have an orgasm seem also to be affected. This isn't just a lifestyle decision, it's medical. Weighing trade-offs is not bigotry. Yet when a book questioning the sudden uptick in transitioning children was released, a trans lawyer with the ACLU named Chase Strangio tweeted, "Stopping the circulation of this book and these ideas is 100% a hill I will die on." Yes, part of the rise in LGBT numbers is from people feeling free enough to tell it to a pollster, and that's all to the good. But some of it is, it's trendy. The LA Times summarizes, she's come to believe that some children identifying as trans are falling under the influence of their peers and social media. If you attend a small dinner party of typically very liberal, upper-income Angelenos, it is not uncommon to hear parents who each have a trans kid having a conversation about that. What are the odds of that happening in Youngstown, Ohio? If this spike in trans children is all natural, why is it regional? Either Ohio is shaming them or California is creating them. If we can't admit that in certain enclaves there is some level of trendiness to the idea of being anything other than straight, then this is not a serious science-based discussion. It's a blow being struck in the culture wars using children as cannon fodder. I don't understand parents who won't let their 9-year-old walk to the corner without a helmet, an EpiPen, and a GPS tracker. But hormone blockers and genital surgery, fine. Talk about a nut allergy. I'm sure the vast majority of parents do not take this lightly, and that it's very hard to know when something is real or just a phase. And I understand being trans is different, it's innate. But kids do also have phases. They're kids, it's all phases. The dinosaur phase, the Hello Kitty phase. One day they want to be an astronaut, the next day you can't get them to leave their room. Gender fluid, kids are fluid about everything. If kids knew what they wanted to be at age 8, the world would be filled with cowboys and princesses.
What do we have?
I was begging not to do this.
Well, that's a start.
I didn't want this.
Really?
I was begging Johnny to not make me prove what I've had to sit on the stand in front of all of you and prove.
Right.
By calling me a liar, I was trying to get him to not call me a liar, because everything that I had said to date and everything I've said to date now is the truth.
You just don't get it, do you? You don't.
I was trying to point out, I mean, or that I didn't.
Knock. Shh. Even before you start, that was a preemptive shh. Just know I have a whole bag of shh with your name on it.
Some type of movement?